And welcome back to the Sods podcast. I'm joined here by my co-host Henry Range. Henry, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
And our guest today, Ava Powell. Ava, how you doing?
I am amazing.
Now, Ava, you are a goalkeeper for Wigan, I hear.
I am.
What's that like?
It's pretty gnarly, can't I?
Pretty nice. Wow.
I know.
So, what exactly do your roles at Wigan entail?
What do you mean by roles?
What do you do?
Yes,
I
obviously.
save goals.
Obviously, you train, but like, what else do you do in the compound?
I train.
Yeah.
I gym.
You gym.
And I talk to my teammates.
Oh yeah, what's that like? How are the teammates?
They're okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
just okay.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of
They
beef
can be
going on
okay.
there? Is there a bit of beef going on there between you and the team?
Oh, I don't know. There's
Oh.
different sections.
Was there anyone you don't like?
Other keepers.
The keepers.
Three of
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Prime competition.
I know.
Wow. Okay.
I
So.
think they're better than me.
So,
So-
I mean, Wigan obviously not the highest in the men's table.
Yeah.
How are they do in the women's league?
They're okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah.
Premier League or
League One, League
Division
Two.
2?
Not maybe Division 2, but
Oh.
they're
Okay.
getting there.
Okay.
They'll get there.
We're getting there.
So about the same as they are in the men's
Well,
leagues.
When the FA Cup 2013, was it? And
Let's
then...
take sexism out of this conversation, please.
This isn't a sexist conversation. We're just asking about your
Oh,
talent.
yeah, of course.
We got our
Yeah.
sexism here. We get
Yeah.
We actually have 2 sponsored female athletes.
we do.
Really?
Yeah.
What
One of them
including
being
me?
yourself.
Oh, of course, yes.
No, we've got 3 actually.
Oh?
Yeah, 3. Sorry.
Potentially 4. I don't know if Connie's coming back.
Oh?
I don't know.
Well, we have to see about Connie, but yes, of course, we're sponsoring Ava.
Of course.
Ava Powell, Wigan goalkeeper.
Ava and Powell, yeah.
I'm
And
sure.
you know what? Speaking of sponsored, how does it feel to be the first officially sponsored January athlete?
Oh, it's
You
pretty
are.
amazing. I feel very special.
You
Thank
feel special.
I do.
Wow,
there
I
we
do.
go.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, you are sponsored on your footballing ability,
of course.
but I've been told by some people that you play other sports.
Oh, yes, I play a variety of super.
We'll go and give it some.
Back in the day, I played a lot of hockey.
Oh yeah.
Played right back. I did a lot of athletics and swimming,
Oh yeah.
which built up a lot of.
Okay,
my
let's
fitness
pause
today.
there actually. So athletics.
Yes.
Now, don't ask me how, but I know some people who do athletics, and I've been told that during one certain athletic session you proceeded to fall on your own head.
Well, yes, that was.
Do you want to?
That was
What
due
about
to the hot climates.
The
That
hot
were,
climate. So did you pass
occurring
out
that
or
day.
did you just fall?
I'm
Can you not?
From
Can you,
what I
can you not take the
remember-
heat? I'm just wondering.
no, because it was a very hot day, and I hadn't eaten anything. I hadn't drunk anything, so I think
got very
it was
bad.
too much for me. And then the race itself was a bit.
And what was the race?
Intense.
What was the race?
It was a 300-meter
300
sprint.
Ooh. Right.
So-
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of
Yes.
energy being exerted there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So how do you get into football? Like how do you
really?
start?
It was in year 7.
What
really.
happened?
Year 7. Oh, so you got into it
Um,
rather late then, as footballers go.
Yeah. Well, no, I started off when I was younger, but I
Right.
quit because of swimming, and then I quit swimming, did lifeguarding for a bit, then quit lifeguarding, and then did a bit of football in year 7
Oh,
for my
very
school
nice.
team, and then I got picked up by local team. So, yeah.
So, professional female footballers, they don't have to start as early as many people believe.
Yeah, really. I mean, thinking about it, it's just.
Oh.
Because the pickup age for male footballers is about 8 to 9. So I'm just wondering. So it's obviously later for female athletes then.
Yeah. Usually they do get on quite young because there's a lot of from probably age 14. That's when they could start considering it to be higher level.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It's about the same as rugby then.
Yeah, about the same.
About.
So, when you got picked for Wigan, how did it happen? Walk us through it.
last game of the season,
Yeah.
we had a shocker.
Oh.
But I had, in my opinion, a good game. I saved a lot of shots that probably could have gone in. So,
How
yeah,
many did
and
you let
then.
in?
Pardon?
How many did you let in?
What was the score?
I actually forgot. I can't lie. I think it was 8-0, probably something like that.
Oh, you can see.
Yeah,
late.
I know,
Wow.
but I did make a lot of shots that day. My team was very shocking.
Shade.
But
Must have to be to lose.
after that game, we kind of split off because there was an argument. So we that team isn't really existing anymore.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, if
yeah.
they lost 8-0, I'm not surprised.
Right. If we lost 8-0, there'll be a bit of arguing.
Well,
yeah,
remember
of
that cup game against?
It wasn't
Wigan?
because of that game
Oh,
though.
God, yeah. Well, I was injured, so I wasn't actually on playing.
I was playing. That was my first game back.
We're not talking about
Oh yeah,
you,
sorry.
Henry.
Carry on.
Yeah.
So
Anyways.
carry on. Yeah, scouting progress. What did someone
So-
approach you? What happened?
Last game of the season, and then I got a call on the way back from that game saying that I was scouted
Oh yeah.
and that I'd be going to the trial. And then I went.
What was the trial like?
Knew absolutely no one there. I was a bit scared, I can't lie, but
Ooh.
I did good. So they wanted me back. Went to trial 2, was good. Trial 3, to be fair, I had a good one. Trial 3, so then they picked me up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what's the next stage in your career.
I'm not actually that sure, to be fair. I talked to, because I used to play a year up, but I've recently got dropped from that team. So they think that maybe if I got better at certain,
Aspects of your game.
then they'd be able to take me back in and then basically just take me on to be maybe a women's player.
But that was, are you playing for Europe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was a year up.
So you're playing in your own age group now for Wigan?
Yeah, it's my own age group now, but I used to play my own age group and a year up. But that was
so,
the
yeah.
recent season.
Yeah.
But I've been dropped now for the next season in 2023 to 2024.
But you're still playing for your
So I'm still playing for my age
your
group.
your age group?
Yes,
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And you did mention these other goalkeepers that play on your team. What's competition like with them?
I'm going to be honest, they're not that much competition. I'm
Ooh.
not going to lie.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
That's
better
a big
than-
statement.
That was a very big
It is a
statement.
very big statement, but I'm very confident with it because I'm both stronger, faster and taller than both of them.
But is that what's important with goalkeeping?
I mean, thinking about it, yes. You need a big, tall keeper to keep shots away.
Mm.
Not really someone who's small, probably can't move around as much and
I
probably
think I know a good few people that would be a good keeper.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just anyone who's wondering who they are, if you can work this out, one of those blacklisted from
The company.
company.
Oh, yes, of course.
Anyway, as we were saying, so what you're saying is that you are remarkably better than any other keeper at Wigan Goalkeeper.
So,
There's no so about it. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
No,
isn't it?
I know, but I'm saying in the under 15s, because there's 3 of us,
Okay.
I would say yes.
In the under 16s, how well do you cope there?
So, the 16s, there used to be a keeper, but she's gone to Liverpool now. She was very good. She's a lot better than me. But she was the coach's daughter, but she's gone to Liverpool now. And then there was another girl who I used to play with. She's called Lily. She's smaller than me, but she was able to make a lot more diving shots than me. But other than that, I progressed as I stayed with that team. So in my opinion, as time went on in that team, I got better than her in a way. And then a few weeks actually after I joined, another keeper joined, and she was also called Ava. And I think I forgot what team she used to play for, but she was a very good keeper when I knew her. We didn't talk much, but she was about she was a little bit taller than me, just a little bit, but
Would you say a little bit faster as well?
I wouldn't say that because we had a lot for the 16s. We had a lot of fitness tests and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we would always do them once or twice a week, just to make sure that our fitness is up to date basically. And
Do the goalkeepers even need fitness? I mean, you are just stood in a net for 90 minutes.
well, yes, that is the case really, but it's just to check that really we do have that fitness in us basically to keep going.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just about maintaining the same intensity throughout the game and stuff.
Yeah, of course,
so
of course.
No, it's very hard, Jake, to stand up for 90 minutes.
Sure,
of
guys.
course.
Your family.
My family.
Now, your dad, a bit of a local legend. if I
Oh,
do
of
say so
course.
myself.
Yes.
What's going on with him? I've heard some rumours, I've heard some whispers.
About?
Apparently he used to play pro for Newcastle.
Yeah, so he used to play like years ago, for about a few months. Then he transferred to Tranmere, and he played for a few years for them really, until he picked up an injury in his leg, and then he had to get, I think, one of his bones removed, and a metal plate stuck in.
What year was this? How old was he?
In his 30s, maybe.
Oh, so towards the end of his career.
Early 30s, really.
So towards retirement anyway.
Yeah,
So, bit of a personal question here.
of course.
Did your dad pick up that bag while he was playing for these teams?
What bag?
How much money did he earn?
Oh yes. So
Yeah,
he's
you
talked. He has talked about this with me, and he said like, if you do go on to football, you will be like really rich, because like a lot of our like stuff now that we have now is because he used to play football and he used to have that in his life. So going pro has always been like his little dream for me, basically, to have that like car and have a nice house and be able to have an extension and etc really. But from what I remember, I think he did get quite a lot.
Where is it all now? Just out of curiosity.
What do you mean by that?
Like, let's say, theoretically, me and Henry came knocking at your door one day.
Yeah.
No one's in. We let ourselves in. Looking around, where would we find all this money?
Do you have a safe where you keep it, or...?
That's classified information.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
That is classified information. I can't
Speaking
tell
of Ava's house, if you go on to JanryGolf.co.uk, we currently have a special giveaway going on.
Pardon?
If you enter your email address, you win the chance to have Ava's address sent to you.
No!
So go,
No.
JanryGolf.co.uk.
Jake,
It's the first,
stop it!
It's the first thing when you
Jake.
go on. Please
Ava,
put your
you
email
want
in.
to us.
Fun.
Not only do you get the chance to win Ava's address, but you also get a 10% discount code on our upcoming golf balls.
my God.
Please, JanryGolf.co.uk.
Or even shin pads and footballs.
Exactly.
You never know.
Link in description, JanryGolf.co.uk. Get on there now. So, back to football. If you had to choose one, who would you say your main inspiration for football is?
I'd say either Nick Pope or my dad.
Nick Pope, kind of controversial choice. Who's he play for again? Remind me.
Newcastle.
Yes, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle. So many better keepers out there, isn't there?
I'd say yeah.
Jordan Pickford, Ederson,
Yeah, I
to name a
mean,
few.
if anything, I could have chose a better keeper,
I
but
think you chose on that. I would argue one of the worst keepers in the Premier League.
really,
Go on, who?
what's your argument for that?
I mean, look at his statistics. You put him against someone like Pickford, right? Played for England, he's coming back, he's playing for Everton. Everton, poor form at the moment, aren't they?
Oh yes, of course.
Poor form. But you look at
Yes.
his statistics, he's got no defence, and he's still stopping shots every other minute. You look at Pope, he's barely even playing. He's not even a first choice.
I mean,
He's in rotation.
to be fair,
he's in
a lot
rotation,
of-
let's be honest.
I know, but if anything, my inspiration comes from his number, because I have the same number as
What
him,
number is he?
22.
22.
So
Not
when
even-
I got
couldn't
to
even make it
Wigan,
number one.
don't right. The only reason that is because the keeper that is number one, or currently number one, is because she claimed to have got there first.
Correct me if I'm
Right.
wrong.
So
No,
she
I think
private-
you explained this to me before.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she private messaged our coach before the topic of number one keeper even came about. And basically what she said was to him, I want it. Before we had even discussed it with everyone, the parents even discussed it, my dad even came into the conversation. So she's basically took it as I got there first, I get it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but number one is normally a coach's starting goalkeeper.
Yes, that is usually the case.
And now, once again, correct me if I'm
Hey,
wrong.
hold on, you said usually the case. Is it not the case in this scenario?
So, because we have 3 keepers, it's a rotational thing.
Okay.
So 2 keepers go to the match.
So the number doesn't really have any impact on the starting
Not
player?
really.
Okay, yeah.
That should be the case though, and that's going to be the case for next season. Because well, obviously.
So you were hoping to get number one next season?
yeah, my dad's asked me already if I want to get it, and I've said yes.
Well, you've got to train hard if you want to fight chance.
Mm.
Oh, of course, yeah. So.
Do you do much training by yourself?
Yeah, I do, to be
you?
fair, yeah.
We have seen, actually, Instagram, first class goalkeeping.
I know, if you want to go and check it out, it is Ava Goalkeeping, is it?
Ava Goalkeeper.
Ava Goalkeeper, sorry.
Well, yeah.
Quite, I'm going to say, it's quite brave to put yourself out there like that.
To be fair, I'm going to be honest, that's not my account. My dad runs it.
Oh, right.
He runs the whole thing behind it. He has the account linked to his phone. He gets all the text messages on there, etc. Yeah. So he basically runs it, but he does it as a way to basically just put
So,
me out,
I mean,
really.
obviously, you're still in school, you're still 15 years old.
You're still rather young, to be honest, as footballers go.
Yeah.
So how do you cope with this in school? I mean...
I can't really.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I get home around 10, 11 every night, and it does, like, mess with my sleep a bit sometimes, so school the next morning feels like...
Now, see, you say this, but if we remember correctly, back to our conference call last night, you didn't seem rather busy.
Yeah, so as we were saying before, we were rudely interrupted by someone called Ellie, who, God knows what she's actually doing in our office.
Just works in the office, doesn't she?
I know. Taking our company bin.
Yeah, but like we were saying, conference call last night, you appeared to be playing Mario Kart.
Yes, I was at my friend's house.
So, you're not busy?
So, not anymore. The season has recently ended, so a lot
But surely, if you want to contend for that number 1 spot, you should still be training.
Oh, yes, of course, but I do, actually.
Oh, do
we
you?
have a pre-season coming up.
If I remember correctly now, so you were playing Mario Kart yesterday and you're on a podcast today. That doesn't seem like you've been doing much training.
How?
Well, I mean, 2 days.
What do you mean?
2 days of doing
2
nothing.
days off. I mean, me and Jake are training every morning.
Oh, yes,
me and
of
Jake
course.
go out
I'm
for a
very
5 o'clock
sorry.
run every single morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Well, no, I mean,
honestly.
I'm not your coach, I can't tell you off, but
But
you
to
know,
be
if
fair,
you want
rest is a part
rest of course it's important.
Of course,
have you heard that David Goggins story?
Oh, yes.
He stretches for 4 hours a day
I know.
to make his body keep up with what he does.
He's a good
That's
guy.
inspirational, isn't it?
I know, it's very inspirational.
Have you ever tried a long run like that?
To be fair, not really.
Really?
No, I haven't.
Wow. Okay.
I probably should.
You probably should, shouldn't you?
It's
Yeah.
fantastic for your
Yes.
fitness. It's fantastic
I
for your
know.
health.
Me and Jake, that's how we come up with all our amazing ideas, like our slogan, for example.
Have you heard our slogan?
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
Wow.
Let's hear it then.
Excellence isn't enough.
January
Really?
sports,
Yeah.
excellent, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Came up with that on a run in the morning.
It was,
Oh.
actually.
I think it was about 5:45, 5:46.
We left about 5, we've been
Yeah.
running for a good 45 minutes.
It's on our way back.
Yeah. It's just a light thing we do every morning just to get us in.
It is, and I think everyone out there should
Seriously, have a go.
Really have a go, because honestly, that, I mean, when you come back and then have a cold shower, you feel better. You feel on top of the world.
It's just top
Oh,
class.
yes.
It's top class.
How to have an ego as big as mine? Have a shower and a run every morning. Cold shower.
Cold.
That's
But-
lovely.
But
Thank
yeah.
you.
Anyway, another question: what challenges have you had to overcome as a female athlete in today's age?
Lots, actually.
Come
One
on.
being boys, the torment and judgment that they give you. They do really put your mood down. I'm not going to lie to you, but you just
Wow.
get through it, don't you?
You seem quite chipper about that sort of subject. You had
What do you mean?
You had quite a high tone of voice there. And it's like almost
Oh,
like
yes.
like you enjoy the torment. Would you say it's
To be
fuel
fair,
for the fire?
No, it gives me a motivation really to go in the gym and just
Get the work in.
just, yeah, really.
Yeah, stay hard, stay hard.
That's really what it's about, really.
Wow.
So then, these boys, you should be thanking them, shouldn't you?
Not really. I mean, I might thank them
they,
one day.
They
but-
got you into a gym.
But the things that they say and do to me, it's not really one that I'd say at that moment of time the nicest thing.
Okay, would you like to give me some examples of what these people do?
Oh, really? Would you like to get into that, Tenny?
Go on, Ava Powell. Ava Powell, go on.
That's a story for another time.
Is it? Ooh,
Yes.
ooh.
Next month on the podcast, re-interviewing Ava Powell, the story of a woman footballer. Wow.
Well,
Strong stuff.
That does not mean we're ending it here, by the way.
Of course.
Of course.
120
Of
minutes. So,
Still
yeah.
got a good 40 minutes left.
Oh, yes,
Exactly.
of course.
Good,
Yeah.
of course. So, glasses.
Glasses.
Yeah, I can see you have glasses on now.
Yes.
Goalkeeping requires precision, skill.
Of course.
How do you handle saving a ball flying at your face at, well,
What, 60 miles per hour?
well, no.
Well, these glasses,
20 miles.
really, they're reading glasses, so I don't
Oh,
really need
right,
them
okay.
for football, because I don't need to read like letters.
Well,
basically,
I mean,
and
okay,
numbers
no, okay.
in a football game, but it is about like reaction time mainly in for a goalkeeper. But I think what really mainly is just scanning. Ow.
Clearly, reaction time's not that good. I just threw a pen at you.
Oh yes,
It
I
wasn't
did
a
not
pen, it was
really
our,
see.
it's our company pointer.
Yes,
Right,
I
sorry about
know.
that.
I'm gonna steal this now.
Okay, we can hold it.
Yes, thank you.
So, women footballers,
Yes.
there is an argument that they're not as good as men. How do you feel about that argument?
I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna say that I agree and disagree. I both agree and disagree, because mainly for girls, they find obviously we're like a disadvantage basically of strength and height and power and speed and whatever else
of course.
there is really. But in a way, we have the resilience that men and boys don't. I think that a lot of women's football is like about really just the power of like women really and what they're really capable of.
Yeah.
But with men, I think, for example, injuries and like tackles really. Men, you see.
So you're
them-
saying men are more physical than women, however, women have more of a psychological aspect of the game.
I would say, yes.
So would you say that women deserve the same pay as men?
I don't think that conversation is in order.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Of course.
I saw an argument not too long ago on a certain web host. So.
No, hold on.
Okay,
What
go
do you
on,
what
go
do you
on,
think about Sky News in Australia? They
Yes.
did an article. It's gone pretty viral, if I'm going to say so. About how the Australian women's team weren't getting paid as much as the Australian men's team at the
yes.
World Cup. What do you think about that? What do you think about should female athletes be paid the same as male athletes, or should it be down to how much they bring into each individual club?
Because I know America do this. They pull the money together from the female and the male athletes and they half it. But some would say that's not fair on the male athletes.
Yeah,
who are
and
getting less than they deserve.
Some would say that, say, Man City men's team, they bring in, say, 50 million a year in ticket sales, and the female team will only bring in £1 million a year. So why should they be paid equally? I would just like to hear your opinion on that.
I think with women, I think that they need to put like a lot more effort in to be good at football, because women like stereotypically obviously like makeup, being pretty, etc. really.
Of course.
But I think they need to try a lot more harder than men do, because men are already very fast, very fit, very healthy.
Yeah.
They don't need to try really to be good at football.
Let me.
Although
So
it is a
are you
good-
saying there? Are you saying there? Let me get this right. You're saying there that male athletes do not try; they're just naturally.
They
good.
do try. If they want
So
to
you're
become
saying-
a better player, I'm
You're-
just saying it's not that hard for men to be good at a sport.
So you're
But
saying
if
women
you-
put more work in to become professional than men do?
Yes, because it's very much
Okay.
harder for them to be.
I
like,
have
pro,
some counterpoints to this.
especially for a keeper.
Well, just
If
to
it's-
put it, just so everyone knows, we're not actually disagreeing with Ava. We just have to put counter arguments to her.
So you just said the point that you think that male athletes don't have to try as hard to be professional. Okay.
Yes.
That is, I'll give you this a fair point. Obviously, they're a bit stronger, but they're also going against men. It's not like they're going against the women, who you have just stated
yes.
yourself are obviously weaker. So surely that they have to put more and more effort in until the point where it's very difficult.
Yeah, I do get that statement in a way, because men
Want to be the
usually
best.
Yes, of course. But for a game like football, I think really it's just about like how hard you try and how much effort you put into the game. So, for example, if you're, say, ball watching, that's not really, you're not in the game, you're just watching the game. And there's a very big difference about the two, really.
Okay, let me ask another question. You've got the best women's footballer in the world, Sam Kerr. Okay, top class player, you know, brings in thousands upon thousands of pounds in merchandise and tickets.
If not low millions, you know, it's a lot.
She plays for Australia's national team. She captains it. I'm fairly sure she captains Chelsea. One of the best strikers in the game at the current moment. If you put her against, let's say, some random striker. Okay, let's
say you.
Male.
Yeah, random male striker.
Oh, random male striker.
Yeah.
So someone who's just made it professional.
So if we put her
Who's
against,
recently, yeah,
of course, you would see a stark comparison in their skill level.
So, in my opinion, I think newly brought in players, I think, are, like, very youthful, I think that's the word. Like, they're very new to the game, they're very, very, very eager to get involved, when I think more experienced players have, obviously, more experience, but also a better understanding of the game.
Okay.
They usually know the squad more. They know more about the game more, because they've been in the squad more, so they know what is expected of them, basically.
Okay.
But I think for a new player to come in, I think especially a male side to it, I think that's more thinking about like what he could be capable of.
Okay,
as well.
let's replace this scenario. You got Sam Kerr facing the now retired Zlatan Ibrahimovic, right? You would see a stark comparison in how well Ibra dribbles, he shoots, he finds space, he positions himself to how Sam Kerr plays.
Yeah.
But then,
Surely.
Jake, also you've got to remember those two are different players. They play with different styles. They're two completely different players. You couldn't compare the two, like almost completely different.
At the end of the day, a striker should be able to shoot from anywhere and score.
That's
true.
true.
It should be fast, shoot, and
Physical.
Physical. Mainly just their job is to score goals.
Why do women deserve the same pay if their best striker, their best player in the game, couldn't compete with a retired striker who spent most of his career in Europe?
I don't think it's up to one person. Like, say, if a certain player doesn't have a good game, that does not mean that all girls are like that.
Of course.
All girls are like different with their ability to play football. For example, some might be lazy with it. Some might put their all into it. Some might cry when they're not getting put on because they want to actually be able to play that game.
So, Val, are you saying women are more emotional than men?
I'm just bringing up an example of one of my mates, Holly Martin.
I know her.
Yes, she is a very good centre forward. She also plays right wing as well.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, she is probably our best player.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I didn't even know she was scouted for Wigan. I thought she just played school football.
I don't think you know her, Jake.
I might be thinking of the wrong Colin Martin here.
No,
She don't play football.
No. You don't know this one.
Okay, so where does this one go to? Nah, I won't bring that up. So this one,
We'll tell you about this later. It's just
Okay.
You would argue that she is the best centre forward in women's world football right now.
I would say
For your age
in my team.
In your team.
In my team, yeah.
Okay, so let's say Wigan faced Liverpool with your old goalkeeper.
Yeah, you used to play for Liverpool, if I'm correct, didn't you?
Yes, I used to be scouted for them. I played for them for a few months and then I got dropped.
Oh,
because of COVID.
Okay, so getting dropped, how did that affect you?
How did that set you back, and how did you rebuild from that? How did you rebound?
So I think when I heard the news that I was going to be dropped due to COVID, I think that's
not your fault, is it?
No, it's not really my fault, but my dad saw an opportunity to actually bounce back from that and said to me, like, oh, I think you could maybe work on the stuff that they might have seen in other players. I might have chose them for. I think you need to just like to focus on yourself, not others, because for a lot of my trials, I tend to talk to the other keepers a bit too much.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
become friendly with them.
I mean, what you get to remember, all three of us in this room have actually faced being dropped from a academy at one point, and you know, it's all about how you rebuild from that.
Yeah, of course.
Me and Jake have just gone through that, and you have as well. So we all know what it's like, don't we?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Obviously, me and Henry feel it as well, and it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to think the process. I mean, were you upset when you got dropped?
So,
Because obviously it wasn't.
in my opinion, I'd say the comparison of being dropped from Liverpool and then being dropped from the under-16s Wigan athletic team, I think I was more brought down.
What, more brought down by Liverpool or by Wigan?
By Wigan.
Right.
Because
okay.
even if I had only been there for one season, I think
you built relationships.
I built friendships with people. I didn't expect it, and it wasn't really something that I'd ever really thought about at the time. It was during whilst I was on holiday as well, which wasn't very good.
Oh right, well yeah.
So,
that must have been
just getting
yeah.
Getting an email when you're on holiday. Gosh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
My mum did tell me after as well as that I had found out. She said to my dad, like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't have told her on holiday."
After the holiday,
Yeah. So it did bring me down though a lot.
So obviously, Janry Sports, we've sponsored a lot of athletes recently.
We have. You're the first one, but we've got
We've
got 5 more coming along the way.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't know your final number yet, but it's about 5 roughly.
Yeah. So have you ever met any of the athletes who obviously? Have you met Matty Griffiths? Let me ask you about that.
Yes, I have.
What do you think of Matty Griffiths?
I think he's a nice guy, to be fair. He's really good at golf.
Well, of course.
I've never
course.
seen
We will be signing
him,
him,
but
honest.
he seems and projects himself as being good at golf.
Yeah,
To be honest, I only met him 3 weeks ago at tutoring.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
I've done
it
mine
was
for
only a
bit.
few weeks ago I met him for the first time, and he's great. I think he's a great suit for the company.
No, yeah, he's gonna do wonders.
Yeah, he will.
He's gonna really thrive here, I think.
He will, and so will you, Ava. I believe that
Yeah.
you'll thrive under the leadership
Obviously,
of
you're,
Janry.
Thank you.
You've got your T-shirt on the way, but your
You
other
do.
merchandise
Yes.
that will be coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
We're in touch with our supplier in Hong Kong. We're actually currently on a ship
Wow.
coming to the UK.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you've got gloves, you've got shin pads.
Wow.
I think you've got a little bit of other stuff, but we'll leave that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
leave
yeah.
We'll leave it for you to decide.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, obviously, Janry Sports, your new home for the next 6 months. How does it feel? Is this your first sponsorship? You know what's?
I think this is probably my first like proper sponsorship really, because I've always been sponsored like through the club, not really by myself. So I think this is very like independent for me.
Yeah, and does it feel better?
In my opinion, I feel it is because it like signals me out from other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, we're giving you a platform that you can stand up on your own. You know, our social media will be promoting you and only you as our football. Like, we're not going to go off and sign some other female footballer. You are our female footballer who we have got
For the
we're
next
going to
6 months.
For the next 6 months, who we're going to have to stick to. So we will promote you the best opportunity we can, and hopefully get you a Premier League club signing one day.
Oh, that sounds.
And obviously,
very
we
good.
just mentioned social media links in the description, by the way.
Oh yes, of course.
Please.
Please do check them out, and please do go and buy some of our stuff, because if you don't do that, the whole thing here isn't possible, and Ava might not get a dream of playing professionally one day.
Oh yeah.
Janry.co.uk, link in the description. We mentioned social media. You are the face right now of Janry Sports along with Matty Griffiths.
Yeah.
Yes.
How does that feel? You not only are you sponsored, you are a leading sponsor.
That is like.
You are what we will call a founding sponsor.
Yeah.
That basically means you were a part of a founding group of 5 sponsors.
Wow.
And
They-
I mean, how does that feel for you?
It does like make me feel very special. Thank you. So, yeah.
I mean, of course. And obviously, this isn't just something that you're going to be offered. It's going to be offered to quite a few people. But you are the originals.
Yeah, you are the original.
OG, yeah.
Yeah. You really are. But yeah, so
Another question. about your family. Sorry to bring this back up.
Yes.
Your father.
My father.
I've heard quite heroic stories about him.
Heroic?
Something about saving someone's life.
Yes.
Please explain the story.
How do you know about that?
I have my...
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
please
it's
honestly tell the story.
Called a PA.
So, if I remember correctly, I think he did tell me the story when I was little, and then he told me again when I found the picture of the newspaper. So it was my little brother. He's autistic. Well, not little now, obviously,
Yeah,
but he's 18 now, 19, I think. I haven't seen him in a while. But he basically was in a car, and I think my dad had crashed and leaped back and saved him, basically.
Where did he crash?
It was somewhere in Newcastle.
What, he fell into a car, went into a river?
No, so I think it was a car crash. The car had automatically stopped, I believe, and my dad went into the back of him, and I think a lot of the front of the car was damaged.
Yeah.
And my brother was in the front seat, and I think the whole dashboard almost went back into his face, but my dad was there and covered his body, basically.
And you said your dad was in the news. What newspaper was it?
I actually forgot which one it was because it was a Newcastle one. It was like a local one, basically. But yeah.
I mean that's very impressive from your father.
I know it was.
He seems like quite an admirable man.
Yeah.
We've got to have him on the podcast sometime.
I think we better have one day.
yeah.
Some more podcast with exactly where you're sitting. You won't be here,
yes.
obviously. It'll just be me and him.
Yeah, of
and
course. Yeah.
But yes. So how have you progressed in your, like? How have you got to where you are today?
So when I first started at Wigan, I was very unorganised in how I played.
Yeah, and also, do you have any morning routines, like stuff that you do? No, stuff to do, like what gets you up in the morning. Like, me and Jake go on a 5k run every morning. If not longer.
For games, usually I wake up around 2 to 3 hours early.
Yeah.
Well, my dad usually does that to wake me up, as he says, because he doesn't want me to seem lazy when I'm warming up or having a little jog
about
around.
you, Henry, but I get up 10 minutes before the game.
Yeah, I lived on the road. If you know, I just turn up late with the ball.
Oh my God.
I turned up late to the training as well. I turned up late to the one.
I turn up late to every single session. But anyway, not sales stuff, by the way.
Sales stuff.
I'm actually half an hour early all the time.
Same.
But yeah, for limb stuff, I do have to say I'm the worst at it. I'm the worst at it. I'm the worst.
Oh my God.
But carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. But I think for me, it's about showing up and just
Giving it your all.
performing, really. Yeah. I think if you're acting lazy or tired, it doesn't show your coaches or parents or other players your full ability. And I think if you show up tired, then the likelihood of you having a bad game is higher, really.
Yes.
If you're not prepared and
if you're not fully awake and aware
Yeah.
of your surroundings, you will have a bad game. And I think that's also reflected in what me and Jake do.
On the odd chance that you don't, then congrats to you,
lucky.
really.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, what time are we on now? I think that's almost it. But yes, it's been a pleasure having you here today. It's been lovely, really. It has.
Yeah, it's been lovely.
I mean, are you going to come back in too?
I should, yes.
I think it does say in your contract actually that you do have to return.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So she will be
Well,
back very
in
soon.
that case, yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
As long as she gets the randoms this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
soon
we
get
forgot.
that.
Well, I
And my
mean,
other stuff.
thank you for joining us, Ava.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. And please do check out all our social medias down in the description below.
Janry.co.uk, please, have a look into our golf balls. Incredible deals on there for such incredible balls. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.